Yo, what's going on, guys? Hello? Sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. But welcome to a trade recap of today. Today is Tuesday the 26th. We had a slight red day today, guys. Unfortunate end to our win streak. We went on an 8-trade win streak before we took our first loss today, and it was a very small loss. So I am slightly, just literally barely red on the day. Up still on the week, but we took 3 really good trades today. One hit TP, the second one got stopped down at break even, and then the third one got stopped down. So we got a little bit of everything today, but we're gonna go over them right now really quick. I'm not gonna include the live streams in this at the end of this one, just because I've been getting, YouTube's been having so many copyright issues with me recently, and I've was playing music the whole time I was trading today. So if you guys do want to see that, make sure to go on over to my Twitch, is twitch.tv/MarkTells. As always, the link will be in the description, as well as the Discord. If you guys want to join that, there is a free section as well as a paid mentorship. If you use code TELLS20 on the paid mentorship, you will get a discount on your first month, but just make sure to at least join up on the free section. Even if you're not looking to join the mentorship, just join up on the free section, join up on the community. Also, like and subscribe. Now that I got all that stupid stuff out of the way, let's just jump right into it. Anyway, market opens, man. We barely had any news today. We only had 2 10 a.m. orange folders. They weren't really too much to look out for. So between today and yesterday, there wasn't really much news at all. But as always, I go out onto the 1 hourly time frame and I look for some zones to mark out. I kept this zone that I had marked out from yesterday. And I also had this area marked down here as well. Zoom in onto the 30-minute. The only other area that you possibly could have marked out was somewhere like right here is really the only other area that I saw. But besides that, that was really it. So let's hop back onto the 1 minute time frame. And as always, let's look for some bullish flags or some bear flags to take some setups. Market opens, we immediately pump straight up like this. So right at open, I am having a bullish bias right here. Simply just waiting for a little bit of a bull flag. One started to form right here, but then we just started to dump, as you can see. So that one pretty much just got invalidated. Guys, I am planning on making a more in-depth video on this strategy again. I already made one, but it wasn't very super in-depth, and I want to go over more how to identify bullish and bear flags. I did a segment on it on Twitch on live stream as well, so I'll probably throw that in there too. So keep an eye out for that. But we just chop back up into this range for a little while. As you can see, up, down, up, down. Right down here, I did flip bearish as we broke below this low with some momentum. As you guys can see, we finally started to break out of this range. Up until this point, this was about the exact same thing that was happening yesterday. Right here, started to look for a bear flag. A little bit of one started to form right here, but then we obviously just ripped up, so I actually did not end up taking that right there. Now, this was the first setup that I actually should have taken, but I missed it because I wasn't really looking. Like, I was like reading chat or something on the stream. Now, the one thing I will say, when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame, you're pretty much scalping, right? And we're only targeting 20 points on our trades for TP1. When you're trading on this 1 minute time frame, moves can happen fast sometimes, and you really want to get a precise fill when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame and you're only targeting a small TP, like in our case, which is 20 points, like I just said. Now, I missed this setup because I didn't have my finger on the trigger, as I usually like to say, metaphorically, obviously. You always want to have your finger on the trigger. You always want to be ready. As soon as you start to see a setup possibly presenting itself, you want to be ready to pull that trigger because you can miss these moves very easily. Right here was a perfect long setup. Yes, I did say that I was bearish down here, but after we started to see this momentum back up, I was willing to take a stab back at longs up here. We had a perfect bull flag setup right here, which you couldn't have taken entry on about right here. As soon as we started to push up above this flag with some momentum, which we did, this would have been only a 23-point stop loss. Take profit 1 would have gotten hit right there. You would have moved your stop to break even. Take profit 2 ended up hitting right up there. This thing would actually eventually go up to hit full take profit. I didn't take that trade because I literally just wasn't ready for it, right? This candle moved, and as soon as I noticed that this setup was actually here, this candle had already shot up all the way up to here, and it was too late for me to get in. Obviously, if I filled up here, I would have had about a 37-point SL. Yeah, I still would have hit TP, hindsight 2020, but that's just, you know, I'm not gonna take a trade where I'm gonna be getting a 15-point difference fill when my take profit and my stop loss is only 20 points. That's basically the entire trade almost, right? So something to keep in mind for myself and for you guys. If you can take something away from how I traded today, it's to always be prepared when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame. Kind of just got to be 100% dialed in, locked in, waiting for setups. Anyway, we chopped up into this area. Now right here, like I said, I was bullish again, and I was anticipating a break of this high, especially after we came down and took out these lows down here, as you can see. And we did have a lot of displacement to the upside. So I was anticipating us to break out of this high. I did keep in mind that this high of day was a relatively stronger area. You could see even here, we didn't fully tap up into there, but we did start to reject as soon as we kind of tapped up into this area again. We had already rejected off it not once, but twice on the day already. And even this wick right here, you can see it was rejecting off of it again. But I ended up taking a long right out of this bull flag right here. This one took a little bit longer, a couple candles to actually break out of and give us our setup. Obviously, compared to this one down here, there was only like one red pullback candle. On this one, there was 3 of them. But this is perfect bullish consolidation, just as valid as this one. So I did end up taking longs on this candle right here. We didn't have much momentum. The reason that I filled up here as opposed to maybe a little bit lower was just because there wasn't really momentum. This candle opened up and then was kind of slowly pushing up above like this. And then once it got to like here, it kind of shot up a little bit with some momentum. Now I was willing to take this right here. That left us with a 22-point stop loss, just making our take profit just under a 1-to-1, so that was good. I did keep in mind that we were anticipating a breakout of high of day, but I was bullish here and willing to take a stab at this thing. We ended up chopping around for a little bit, nearly got stopped out down there. However, take profit hit one there, and then we instantly got stopped out at break even right there. So that was a good trade. TP1 and break even, like I've been saying the last couple of days, man, it's not really the best, but you know, green is green. So we took that first trade. That was at 10 o'clock. So 30 minutes until we got our first setup. Like I said, I do wish that I would have been able to get into this one and probably would have caught at least 40 points on that, depending on where I got filled. I would have caught at least 20 guaranteed and made a small dub. But waited for a little more confirmation for us to get higher. Kind of missed that one. Anyway, took this here and got it. Our next setup occurred after we pushed up above high of day right here. And we broke above it with some momentum. Now, this was my favorite setup of the day, for sure. This was the same exact trade that we took yesterday. And this is really the type of trade that I like to take under any circumstance for a couple reasons. Because not only is this a very good bear flag setup, obviously we are bullish, moving up. But we have this very strong area of high of day right here that I was just talking about, where we now rejected off of 1, 2, kind of 3 times over here, especially chopped over it. You could see how strong this area was. And then not only were we able to break out of this bear flag with some momentum, we also pushed up above high of day with some momentum, while we have also been bullish for about the last 30 minutes here on the 1 minute time frame, right? So I really liked this trade. Perfect bull flag setup, as you can see here. Pushed above it with a lot of momentum, filled here, stop loss down there. That was only a 20-point stop loss. That's perfect. First take profit was at 20 points, which, guys, they love doing this to me. Okay, they love doing this to me. Let me show you what happened. This trade came 2 ticks away from take profit 1. 2 ticks away. After it came 2 ticks away from take profit 1, and then I saw this very bearish candle right here, I moved my stop loss to break even, the same exact thing that I did yesterday. You could say this is emotional trading and I shouldn't have done it. Yesterday, I would have got stopped out if I didn't do it, and I was worried that the same thing would have happened today. If I come within 2 ticks of TP, I'm moving my stop loss to break even if I see some bearish, bearish movement like that. At this point, I'm like, okay, this is kind of looking like it starts to want to reverse. On the 2 minute, we are kind of bullishly consolidating, but I don't like how choppy we are, and after being 2 ticks away from TP, I would hate to see this thing back in red. Back in the red, right? So I ended up getting stopped out at break even right there, which was annoying, to be honest. And like I said, we actually did end up dumping. Now we retested that high of day, and I actually took a short right over here as a bear flag and got stopped instantly out of it. Boom, right here. Really nice bear flag setup, nearly a bullish engulfing or bearish engulfing on the 1 minute. Boom. I like bearish momentum at this point. A little bit of a pullback, push through momentum, right here, this was only a 13-point stop loss, so this was a very small loss. Our first TP was a 1.5 IR. Love this trade. Would have taken it 10 out of 10 times. Not mad at all about it. We did get stopped out at the close of this candle right here. So that was only a 15-point stop on that trade. And so it really wasn't small at all. Just barely wiped out this small dub that we took over here. So after those 3 trades, I just called it. We started to you guys are going to see here in a second if I play this, how bad we just started to chop around for the rest of the day at this point. You can see from here to here, we literally moved down 15 points. So we were chopping a lot today, and price action kind of started to become absolutely terrible after I got off. And just the rest of the day, I noticed it. I recognized it. I said, hey, the market's not treating me the best today. They stopped me out of this one. I got 2 ticks away from TP here, and I'm basically break even on the day, right? I did technically end down on the day, but I was down like $100, right? So basically break even on the day. I'm like, you know what? I'm up on the week. That ended my pretty good win streak. I have a lot of momentum going in my trading right now. I'm just going to take a break, and I'm just going to step away. I'm just going to call it here, go about the rest of my day, record a YouTube video, which is what I'm doing now, make some TikToks, work on the Discord, everything of that nature, man. And, that's what we did. So pretty good, good day today. It was a red day, but it was a good red day, man. That's really what I've been trying to push on myself recently, is taking good losses, right? When I enter a trade, I'm already prepared for the worst. I'm saying every time I enter a trade, I'm like, okay, what is the worst case scenario of this trade? Obviously, it's getting stopped. Obviously, it's hitting auto SL, right? I'm already prepared to lose that much if it goes that way. I'm already prepared for the worst case scenario. And if it happens, I'm unfazed by it. We've got a lot of momentum. I'm very confident in this strategy. Even though today and yesterday were definitely a test of my mental, with a lot of trades coming very close to our TPs, stopping us out at break even. A lot of choppy price action, but that is what the market is going to do, and it is up to you to adapt to it, right? You can't always put the blame on the market. You kind of got to take accountability. Obviously, I followed all my rules. I followed my setup. I took great trades. Every single trade today I was happy with, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, regardless of the outcome. Obviously, we want to win more trades and have the highest win rate and make the most money that we can, right? At the end of the day, that's what we're all here for. But the bottom line always is, of any profitable trader, you just want to take good setups and follow your rules, guys. It's as simple as that. And it is a lot easier said than done, though, I will admit. And, that's what I've learned over my going on 3 years of experience in these markets now. So with that being said, guys, this was just a quick little trade recap. Once again, make sure to check out all the links in the description. Follow me up on everything. Check out the Discord and follow me on Twitch for live trading, as well as just chill streams where we just play games and hang out or whatever. With that being said, hope you guys did well today if you did trade. But yeah, I will see you guys all tomorrow. Thanks for watching as always. Oh my God, excuse me. Thanks for watching as always. I love you guys so much, man. It feels really good to be back. I'll see you later. Peace.